Okay, this question could end our relationship. So today we are doing a couples Q&A, not just any Q&A though. This is the 10-year anniversary edition. 5 years ago, on our 5th anniversary, we did the classic boyfriend tag, which I'll link down below in case you haven't seen it. But I figured it was probably time to do an updated video together. So for those of you who are new here or don't know, this is my boyfriend, James.
Hi guys.
So let's just go right ahead and get into the questions. So the first one I got asked a lot was, how did we meet?
So we met working together at a pet store when we were teenagers.
Yeah, James worked in the fish and reptile department and I worked in birds and small animals. And we actually worked together for 2 years before we started dating. We've known each other for 12 years. We became friends about like a year into me working there. We've known each other for 12, been friends for 11, and dating for 10 at this point. Next question, what's the best trip you've been on together?
I still dream of our trip to Hawaii.
Yeah, we've been talking about that lately.
I have been, yeah. It was right before COVID. It was really at the perfect time to let us get away before we were trapped inside for a couple of years essentially.
And my favorite was, I think, my birthday trip to Disney World. I think everything just like went really smoothly on that trip. It was very relaxed. We had like so much time to do everything at Disney, so that was really enjoyable. Next question is, do you find the difference in your diets has affected your relationship? So for those of you who don't know, I eat a plant-based diet and James eats a typical North American diet. Do you think it's affected our relationship at all, or?
Not at all. Sari does most of the cooking. I'm pretty easygoing, so I don't think it has. We
basically just have a dynamic where you eat whatever I cook. It's never been difficult or been like a problem at all.
And when I do eat meat, it's not like an issue to you or anything. Like sometimes I might add protein to my dish or whatever.
He's his own person. He can do what he wants. Okay, I like this one. It's, what is your biggest strength as a couple / what do we do best? You want me to start?
Yeah.
We are just very morally aligned. I feel like we have like the perfect balance of things in common and differences to have like a really happy, like harmonious relationship. Like we have our own hobbies and things, but then I think when it comes down to it, like the really important things, like I said, we're really aligned on.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
Definitely, yeah. It's really important to me that we have a lot of the same views and beliefs on things. So.
Yeah, and I think we're really lucky too, because we did start dating so young, and it's not like we talked about any of those things as teenagers. So the fact that we like grew up together and we just like happened to have like the same viewpoint on so many things like really worked out. Longest time you two have spent apart from one another?
That would have been like when we just first started dating, and I went to London with my family, but we had only been dating for like 2 months at that point.
Yeah, like not even. How long was that trip? 3 weeks? 2.5?
Yeah, I think it was like 16 days.
Yeah, we've basically been together nonstop for the last 10 years. I guess one time I did go to BC for like 3 weeks with my mom.
Was it that long?
Yeah, I did like a really long trip the summer before we went to Quebec and everything. What are your favorite things about each other? You can go first for this one.
There's far too many to list. Sari keeps me true to myself and centered, kind and loving and beautiful.
You're gonna make me cry. I think my favorite thing about you is probably just how like comfortable you make me feel, and like how close we are basically. Like I feel like I can really be myself around you more than anyone else. How does it feel to be homeowners?
Feels fantastic to own your own property, have the freedom to do what you want, and also the responsibility is something that feels good in a lot of ways as well. Yeah,
there's definitely like a prideful feeling about it, and just like having your own space and being able to maintain it and not answering to like a landlord or anything. But it is true what they say, that there's like always something that needs to be done. So that's would be like the downside, but
it never ends. It's fun challenges sometimes.
I don't know about that. I'm gonna do this next question because I feel like it kind of ties into the last one for me, and that was, what year was the most difficult in your relationship?
I don't know if we've ever had a whole year that was difficult, but I guess it was hard looking for homes.
Yeah, I was going to say last year, like 2021, we had the most stress on our relationship because house hunting was definitely a difficult process. I talked about this in my last Q&A I did back in like January. We were just really tense for a really long time during that whole process, and then like as soon as we like closed on this house, and especially once we moved in, like that tension kind of dissolved. I think it was also just like the culmination of COVID and everything, and just being like stuck together in one space for so long and not having like a lot of activities and like ways to relieve stress that definitely played a part in fighting with each other, honestly.
Was the last 2 years not hard for anyone?
Yeah, like everyone has gone through that, I think. I like this one. It's, do you co-op game or prefer solo gaming? I'm glad I've built this reputation as such a gamer.
Versus. Not co-op, not solo.
Wait, what's co-op?
Versus. Cooperative.
Okay, so like we're on a team. Yeah, no, we like being against each other. Pit us against each other.
Yeah, we could be pretty competitive.
Yeah, we like shooting the shit, as we call it. But we do have games that we like to play separately too. Like I play Animal Crossing. He played a lot of Fallout earlier this year.
Yeah, I cycle through games.
Yeah, we played a lot of Super Smash Bros this year. A lot of like Mario Kart and Mario Party. All the classics basically. Next one is best and worst memory together. You want to go first?
One of my worst memories together would be when we were flying home from Florida. And
the first time, yes.
We missed our flight, and that caused a lot of stress and tension and some fighting and stuff.
I feel like we didn't fight that much. Like we got frustrated, but I feel like, I don't know.
It was just a tough day.
Yeah, it was just rough. My worst, and I have a story time about this on my channel, which I'll also link down below, but the first time we moved in together, I ended up moving out and moving back in with my parents. So if you want to know the full details of that, go watch that video. And so what about for best?
Well, my best kind of goes along with that. It would be when we moved back in together and our relationship was healthier.
And I think for me, one of the best would be getting Kobu.
Yeah.
Oh baby, he's laying on the ground below us right now.
That was probably his best too.
I hope so. Okay, this question could end our relationship, possibly.
Uh-oh. I'm not prepared.
If you could go back and tell your younger selves you'd meet/date, would you still do it? Yes. Same here.
Yeah.
Imagine if you said no. Getting like a huge fight on camera.
I would say go for it sooner, dude.
Were both of you into gardening, or did James play a big part in that? I'll let you answer this one.
I think that was mostly me.
It was like all you.
I don't know, I just really wanted to grow a little garden this year. It's something my grandma did when I was younger that I always thought was fun. Some of my coworkers garden and talk about it at work.
Yeah, I think that's so funny and so cute and so like indicative of getting older. I said this to my mom a little while ago, but I was like, it's so funny that you work in this like traditionally like hyper masculine job. Like James is a welder, for those of you who don't know, and your coworkers come in with like things from their garden to give you, and like homemade pickles and stuff from like cucumbers they've grown. I just think it's a super cute thing. And now you'll be able to do that this year. You'll be able to bring vegetables to your coworkers. Okay, 2 more questions. Were the earlier or the later years easier? So I think that when you first start dating, it's easier in like a different way because you're in that honeymoon phase, you know, you're not really like fighting, at least we weren't personally. Like there's really nothing to argue about and everything is just like super happy. But in the same time, like I feel like our relationship now is also easier because we're more comfortable with each other. We like know each other so well, like we're better at communicating with each other most of the time anyways. What do you think?
I think there's always peaks and valleys. Like, it's hard to say one half was just easier. When we were young, I guess we didn't think about things as seriously. We communicate and understand each other on a whole another level now, which also makes some things easier.
Yeah, it's just, like I said, it's just easier in like different ways. And the final question we're going to answer is, what's something that keeps you two going? So I think for me personally, I've just always really known that you are what I want in life, and that like I'm willing to work through basically anything to keep us together and keep us happy.
I think the biggest keys are communication and honesty. And we've always communicated, or at least tried our best to communicate, and we've always been honest with each other. And that goes a really long way.
Alright, so that's going to be it for today. Thank you guys so much for sending in so many great questions. I really enjoyed answering them. We are filming this on our anniversary, so we have a dinner reservation to make. Once again, check out all of the videos I mentioned throughout this video, linked in the description box down below. Go follow me on social media. I'm at Sari Rihanna on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. James is not really a social media person, so
Don't follow me.
Don't follow me. Don't
worry about it.
just forget it. Nothing to plug here. Do any parting words?
Follow Sari, she's the best.
Thank you. All right, I will talk to you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.
Bye.